everyone. This is Stephen Balch, your instructor for Legal Environment of Business at Ozarka College. Today what I'm going to do is give you just a little bit of feedback on the chapters 14 and 15 activities that I finished grading last week. And then I'm going to give you a little bit of feedback on the midterm exam as well. And then I'm going to tell you what we've got coming up due for our next set of chapter activities for chapters 16 and 17 later this week. All right, so the first thing is, like I said, I did finish grading the chapters 14 and 15 activities last week. I believe they were due Tuesday of last week, so I probably finished grading those Wednesday morning. And so you should have already gone in and looked at your grades for those and read the grading comments. If you haven't done that yet, go ahead and do that as soon as you can, and let me know if you have any questions at all. Most of you did well on the assignment and the discussion, and I really appreciate those of you that are putting the time and effort in to doing well in this class. I really appreciate it. Keep up the good work on that. The discussion that we had for chapters 14 and 15 that dealt with the duties of hotel keepers, I thought that went very well. I really appreciate everyone's participation on the discussion. So keep up the good work on the discussions as well. The chapters 14 and 15 objective test, most of you did well on that. And I know I always remind you of this, but I'm going to do it again. On those chapter tests, you can take those as many times as you want to up until the due date. And your highest grade is automatically recorded. So just keep that in mind for the remaining chapter tests for this semester. All right. And then that brings us to the midterm exam, which closed Friday of last week. And I went in this week and kind of looked at your grades for the midterm exam. Most of you did well on the midterm. And like I always tell you, I really appreciate the time and effort that you're putting in. So keep up the good work on that. If you have any questions about any of the items that you missed on the midterm exam, let me know. I should have it already set on the midterm exam for you to be able to review your answers, your incorrect answers, and see what the correct answers should have been on the midterm. If you're unable to do that, let me know and I'll fix that. But I'm pretty sure I've got that set already where you can go ahead and review that. All right. And that midterm exam, all the concepts that were covered on it, you'll need to review again for the final exam. All right, so we will have a final exam the last week of the semester during final exams week, and so a lot of the stuff that was on the midterm, all the concepts that were covered on the midterm will also be covered on the final exam. So just kind of keep that in mind. Like I said, overall, good work on the midterm exam. I really appreciate the effort that most of you are putting into the class, so keep up the good work. All right, and that brings us to what is due for our next set of activities. If you'll notice on the activities page in my Ozarka, right now we are on the beginning portion of week 8 of the semester, which is kind of the middle week. It's the midterm week. We had our midterm late last week, a little bit earlier than most other classes. That's just how it worked out with the chapters for us in this class. But this week 8 is really the middle portion of the semester. Week 8, we've got chapter 16 and 17 activities due by Saturday, October 11th, which is this coming Saturday. So you've got just a little under a week to be working on those chapter 16 and 17 activities. Chapter 16 covers sales of personal property. When you're selling personal property, either as an individual or if you're selling property as a business, there are some laws that we need to consider when doing that. and that's what's going to be covered in chapter 16. And then chapter 17 covers the formalities of a sale, such as when an oral contract is permitted and when a written contract is required. Okay, so chapter 17 is going to kind of draw that line between the kind of sales that require a written contract and those that where an oral contract is sufficient. Okay, all right. So that's chapter 16 and 17. So remember all the resources you have available. You have your textbook. You have your PowerPoint slides that I posted on the assignment page in Miles Arca. And then you've also got the videos that are linked on the bottom of the assignment page. So make sure you're using all those resources. I think most of you are, but if you haven't been, I would highly recommend doing that. Okay. It definitely helps when you actually use the resources that are provided to help you with your assignments, okay, and your test as well. So, like I said, you've got chapter 16 and 17, assignment, test, and discussion, all due by Saturday, October 11th. All right, one other thing before I let you go. The midterm grades for this class, I posted those yesterday. Because we've already had our midterm exam, I'm not going to wait until, there's really no sense in waiting until the end of the week when our next set of assignments is not, or activities is not due until after the deadline for the midterm grades, which is Friday of this week. So because of that, I went ahead and posted your midterm grade for this class. So go in and look at your midterm grade and let me know if you have any questions. It shouldn't be a surprise to you. Basically, and I don't round up to for letter grades on the midterm. I will most likely do that to a certain extent for the final grades for this class, but on midterm grades, I just look to see whatever your percentage grade is and basically enter the equivalent letter grade for that percentage grade. So it shouldn't be a surprise to you. The grading scale is on the syllabus that we looked at the first week of class. So like I said, your midterm grade shouldn't be a surprise, but if it is, let me know and I'll look into it, okay? And that's all I have for you for today. So enjoy the rest of your week and your weekend, and I will talk to you again next time, probably early next week, all right? Thank you.